The thing about working with Stan Jones is you always knew what you were focused on. There were a few important things, and we got it done. So when he had this idea of forming an organization that was solely to work with states on college completion, and he asked me to be part of that, I was in, because I knew we would get something done. I'll say one of the biggest surprises was that there were so many people willing to do the work, and it did not take us long to find willing states and systems and others that wanted to talk about it. Now, don't get me wrong, there were still many defensive people that wanted to argue that the data wasn't theirs, or it must be flawed, or you don't understand, we're different. I mean, we heard that everywhere. But just the fact that we weren't going to be a gotcha organization, we weren't going to pull a report and say gotcha and embarrass you. No, it was like, data is our friend, and Complete College America is a collaborative effort, and we're going to walk together to find solutions. So yeah, we really changed the national conversation around completion. But I think it was, really thoughtfully walking through this. It wasn't just calling for change, but those answers were never CCAs. Those answers were really the Alliance. The Alliance, that and things like structure, where we saw, that came from the field, that came from faculty. Every one of those game changers came from work that's being done in our states, and because we were able to look across that and learn. And I think that's why people wanted to be part of the Alliance, was that they knew they had to work on this. They didn't have to start with a blank sheet of paper. They could talk to somebody who's already started tackling this and might only be 2 steps ahead of them, but that would help save them that, save them the steps to then start there and take the next steps. And I think that's what we see with Alliance states, is the next leapfrog, when we're learning more, and the next leapfrog. But the work is really at the campus level in those classrooms. And so you take it from a policy part with leadership, but it's got to be real. It's got to be real, or the work of Complete College America won't be far-reaching. It won't be sustainable. And it won't ever get to the part 2 of what Stan dreamed and what we wrote in that concept paper, which was stick around long enough that things really change and be part of a new way of doing business. And we don't even care if anybody remembers whose idea it was. That it is good for students, and that the dream of that more students would actually get credentials that they set off to get would be a reality.